is about the need to end abortion and how we can influence our culture. Did you know that a baby's heart starts to beat 21 days after conception and their brain begins to function as early as 40 days? Now, at that moment, that baby is considered a human being, and by having an abortion, you are killing an innocent child. In this speech, I'm going to discuss why abortion needs to end and the practical ways we can influence our culture in order to reduce abortions. Abortion was made legal by the Supreme Court in 1973. It gave women the right to destroy their unborn child if they were determined to do so. But there is no civilized society that permits one human to intentionally harm or take life of another without punishment. And abortion purposely stops the beating heart and brainwaves, so thus it needs to be against the law. Abortion also leaves women with a lot of side effects and dangers, like women will suffer from depression, anxiety disorders, eating disorders, destructive habits, anger, and relationship problems. They will also live a life filled with regrets. Now, according to the National Cancer Institute, women also increase the risk of developing breast cancer and having many miscarriages. Now, you might be thinking, if abortion is wrong, then how come it is not mentioned in the Bible? Well, abortion was so unthinkable to Israelite women that it didn't need to be recorded in the law for several reasons. First, it was considered a gift from God to be able to bear children, because in Psalm 127:3, it says the children are a heritage from the Lord. Second, women knew that it was God who chose to either open or close the womb, because in 1 Samuel 1:5-6, it says that God closed Hannah's womb, and in Genesis 29:31, it says that God remembered Leah and he opened her womb. Many women justify an abortion because in early stage they say that is not a living being. But when do you draw the line in killing a baby? At 6 weeks or when it's born? Killing a baby at any stage of development is considered a murder. No matter how old the baby is, it's still a human being. And by having an abortion, you're not only committing murder, but you're also breaking one of God's 10 commandments in Exodus 20:13, which says you shall not murder. Now, how can we end the practice of abortion? Well, first of all, we need to change the way society defines an embryo and fetus. Next, we need to come alongside women who believe that it is better to abort rather than have a baby that would be abused or having a baby that you can't afford to take care of. To change the way the society defines whether an embryo or fetus is alive, we need to take a peek at it of a baby growing inside the uterus. Many people believe that it's just a blob of tissue. Thus, it is not really killing, but ending a pregnancy. One way we can change people's ideas about abortion is to make it mandatory that every woman who is considering an abortion must view her baby on a 4D sonogram. The D in 4D stands for dimension, and 4D means length, width, and depth over time. The result of these images is the motion video of the baby. You can see movements such as arm or leg movements, thumb sucking, and even smiling. Research has shown that seeing the face and expression of a developing fetus while it's still inside the womb can be an intense and bonding experience for the parents. After this, the mother can then decide if she still wants to kill the innocent child. We can reduce the amount of abortions in our society by encouraging purity as a negative choice, for it will lead to emotional scars and that do not go away. But if you are pure, you will not have to encounter sexually transmitted disease. You can also explain purity to girls by showing them the symbol of purity in a ring. And with that ring, you can present your purity as a gift to your future husband, and you can also celebrate and share the testimony of others who have walked down the aisle as a pure bride. This might lead them to want that desire for purity. Now, how can we help the women who believe that they have no other choice? There are people who think that if a child is born to parents who really don't want him or her, that they are more likely to be abused. But that child is already experiencing the worst form of abuse by being aborted. They go through torturous pain during the procedure, which includes limbs being torn off, brains being sucked out, and the fetus being slowly starved to death. Now that sounds like an ultimate abuse to me. But instead, we can give these women practical help, such as childcare, mothering classes, and job skills. This will help the mother to be more successful as a parent. How can we help the woman that desires to have the baby but doesn't have the financial resources to raise the baby? We can tell the woman of places like Birth Choice. It's where they help you by providing small nursery items, clothes, baby food, and formula. But also, the women have a choice of adoption. They can have the baby and give it to a family that wants him or her, because there are many families who are seeking to adopt. Ronald Reagan once said that we have the duty to protect the life of an unborn child. And the Bible talks about rescuing those being led away to death. Proverbs 24:11. We need to pray for the women that are thinking about getting an abortion and for the doctors that are performing it. We need to change the definition of what is life. We need to talk about the benefits of being pure, and we need to come alongside to help those women who feel as they truly have no other choice. Help me change people's perception of abortion as a choice that women should have. I also challenge you to include a video of a 4D sonogram on your Facebook wall, which you can find on my wall. And so changing the culture begins with all of you.